Hello viewers, here is a Mitsubishi electric split system conditioner. This is heat and cool. Lamont recently got a new air conditioner at his house, and the condenser is kind of intriguing. It looks very similar to the one that this unit has attached to it, which is kind of odd. I haven't seen a system like he has before, but he was intrigued and wanted to see a video of this one. And I've actually had a lot of people ask for a video of this which just drives me nuts, because it's like I have this house here full of vintage air conditioners, you know, rare, top of the line, high quality, high performance pieces that I've spent hours restoring, and they work great and they look great, and it's stuff that you may never see anywhere else. And what's the fascination? Oh, I want to see the split system. It's like the most common, generic, uninteresting piece of equipment in the house, and this is the focus. Anyways, I have it on right now, which is rare. I don't usually use it because I haven't cleaned it yet. I've only used it maybe 2 or 3 times, in fact, since I moved in. This came with the house, and this is the condition that it surfaced in. Now, it's not totally disgusting, but who knows if there's mold or something lurking in there. Just take a quick look here. It's not too bad, but it definitely should be cleaned out. Yeah, the coil looks a little grimy. Not crazy, but definitely a little bit. Whoa! See, the coil is a little dirty, but it's not too bad. The filter's gonna be clean. I will do a video cleaning this soon, because I'm going to be using this in the winter time for the heat. This is the only source of heat for this room. Okay, come on, equipment. So I want to get it cleaned up before the winter time, so it's clean and ready to operate for heating season. I did use it a couple times over the winter, and I was actually kind of impressed. I really didn't expect much out of it, but it threw off some good heat down to some pretty low temperatures. Here's the informations. It is a 220. Made in Thailand. Only at 15 amps, so it can't be that high capacity. I don't think that it says the capacity on here anywhere. I've looked at it. Maybe the model number or something can decrypt to the capacity. To me, it doesn't feel like it's much more than a 12 or a 14. I'd say probably a 12. It just doesn't blow a whole lot of air. Performance-wise, it works okay. You know, the room has a ton of stuff in here, so there's a lot of cooling is going to be absorbed by the stuff that's in the room. So it takes a long time to cool, but that might just be because of that. And it's also not constrained. You know, the air just goes out over there. So eventually I want to put a wall here with a door so I can close this off and heat just this area. That might not be far off, because I have some plywood floating around from the garage door fiasco, which I could use to do that. Anyways, that's a different story. So it's a Mr. Slim inverter. You do have the remote control. Doesn't it work? No, it doesn't. As far as these things go, I don't really find them intriguing like the equipment itself. Like, if I see one of these things out in public, I'm not going to think twice about it. But conceptually, there's definitely some interesting concepts involved. I think my prediction is that these are going to be the future of HVAC, I think, both for heating and cooling. The heating aspect, whatever they're doing to it, is getting much better in terms of the temperature it can operate at. A lot of the ones now seem to be able to operate pretty well, even all the way down to 0 degrees, which around here 0 degrees is pretty uncommon. Maybe a week or two at most of the entire year does it get down to 0. So while you do need still some kind of auxiliary heat, I would say within a decade or so, these are probably going to become like the de facto standard for heating. Right now it's oil in this part of the country. Oil heat is that's just what you have. Soon I think it'll be these, because electricity is really the only source of power you can make at a true net zero carbon output. And so I think as all this eco, go green, whatever stuff continues, there's going to be a push for electric sources of heat, and of course a heat pump is pretty much the best one. So I think we're going to see a lot more of these. I like that they're quiet. I like quiet equipment, fairly small, and the variable speed aspect is interesting because this is a big if, but if it's designed correctly, you can dial down the cooling to match the heat gain of the room. And so instead of turning a compressor on and off to keep it 1 or 2 degrees, in theory you should be able to maintain a nearly exact temperature with something like this. And of course that toned down cooling will dehumidify better. So if these are built correctly, it's a pretty good concept. Again, if. So this has been on high speed for quite some time now. I'd say probably close to an hour at least. Now let's see what we got for temperature. My thermometer across the room is saying 74 over 48. This thing is saying, there goes my oil furnace. This thing is saying about 70, more or less. So let's tack this in here and see what kind of readings we get. It's blowing cold, it just doesn't feel, it's not like a nice gusty strong wind. This is blowing out into the 40s. 47, 46. I think about 46 degrees is where we're at, so that's decent. If we have 68, 70, 74 going in, 46 coming out, it's pretty good. So it definitely works. I've never checked the temperature of the heat, but it actually gets pretty hot. I was impressed with the heating aspect. In fact, when I can afford it, hopefully next year, I'm probably going to install something like this in a garage, because I want something better in there than a straight electric heat, which is what I have now. That's expensive to run. Before it gets too dark, let's go ahead and take a look outside at the condenser. Just to get an idea of our outdoor temperature, we have 70 over 95. So it's not hot at all, but it's still very uncomfortable. So here's the condenser. It's already in a little bit. And it too is very quiet. It throws off a pretty strong breeze. Let's check our temperature. It's not hot at all. 79, 78. It's nothing. Nice breeze. It's pretty quiet too. Very quiet. .410. Ooh. Let's see if we have a capacity rating on here. .6 amps. That's not bad at all. Wow. tested for 600. Wow, that's crazy. I don't see a capacitor, but I bet somebody can decrypt that model number or whatever to get the capacity. So this needs to be cleaned too, but it's not bad. You can see right through the coil still. And here's the hookup or whatever this is called. That should probably be retard or whatever. The drain, I don't like the way this is. I want to pipe it out to drain, to get the top of the, at the front of the what is that thing called? The pad. Because this is just pouring water into the foundation. It's, you know, it's moving some moisture. This wire is getting a little flaky. Might change that out. I don't know what that is because the wire should have been in there. So I don't know. This could have been a handyman special install. Who knows? That thing is crooked on the pad. You know, it actually moved in a windstorm. We had that really crazy windy day, and I had the thing on because it was cold. And I come outside and it's all crooked like this. I just never fixed it. And the guard's all bent up from people probably cutting the grass or something. That needs a little help, but I'll get it fixed up. Yeah, you can see right through the coil. It's clean enough to run, but I do want to give it a quick wash down before the winter time. Alright, certainly I'm going to go back inside now. So I think that's all there is to show on this. It works. Does what it's supposed to do. No idea how old it is, and it can't be that old. It's 410. But if anybody can decrypt that in the model number and tell me the capacity, I would be interested to know that. So yeah, there it is, the split system that came with the house. It's working good for now. Hopefully it continues to do so. And I will have a video coming up soon that shows the cleaning of this. I want to clean it within the next couple of weeks before it gets too cold. And I need to run it for heat.